Um, but you guys, I just wanted to call this team together primarily because I see something in this team for sure. So a lot of times we'll have teams where there's a lot of people and maybe a lot of people that don't do anything, which is the type of business we're in. You're going to get people who join to get some leggings at a discount, and you're going to get some people who do it to make a couple extra $100 a month. And then you're going to get the people who really want to work the business. But what I see from you guys is consistency and numbers rolling in, not a lot of zeros. So Allie and I stay in close contact an awful lot. Allie's a carrot chaser. She has expectations for herself and she likes to go for goals. So I wanted to call us together to kind of just meet you guys and let you know that I'm always here. Allie's amazing, but if you need anything, just reach out. That's one of the things that's great about Zaya and our team is it's not she's mine, like we're all one big team. So as we grow, it's not accidental. Like when a team is going for a certain rank, when somebody's going for something big in their business, from what I know, and I've been doing this a long time, it doesn't happen by chance. It's not like, well, if it happens, it happens. If you really want something to happen in this business, we have to have a plan in place and we need to go for it. And in this line of work that we're in, it doesn't happen on your own. So if you're thinking like, I'm going to rise to the top in Zaya and I'm going to do it by myself, first of all, you can't because we're not structured that way. You can't even reach the level of junior rep, you guys, without adding somebody to your team. It's all about bringing people with you and rising together. And number two, it doesn't work to go try your own thing. What we have going here is working. We have a very successful team with a lot of successful leaders. And so I just encourage you, if you want more out of this, to kind of follow what Allie's doing, follow what we're doing. Don't be the rep who's like, oh my gosh, Allie's asking me what I want to do with my business this month. It's not a bad thing, okay? I know that I would not be where I am in my business if it weren't for my sponsor checking in on me, asking me what my goals are for the month, asking me what I'm going for. You guys, we are busy humans. We are women, we multitask, we have a lot going on in our world. I know this team is ultra busy. I hear it from Allie. So why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Obviously, there's a reason. Is it financial? Is it the community? Whatever it is, I challenge you to really figure out your why. So you're not wasting your time. If you do want to make a dent in your income, if you do want to make a difference, let's get real about it because this opportunity is real. It has freaking changed my family's life in so many ways. And so I want you to believe that it can be the same for you. Zaya's trajectory has been the same way over the last 4 years that we've been in business. The lines are the same. It's a continuous growth, but we do have our peaks and valleys as far as sales goes, which we're in sales. Like I'll tell my husband, like our numbers are looking low. He's like, yeah, you're in sales. You're gonna have ebbs and flows. So the trajectory with Zaya is slow in the summer, every single year, except COVID year. We stayed pretty consistent going up. But this year we're seeing that downslide, which is normal. So I want to assure you, Zaya's not going down. We're not going out of business. People are just having fun. People are on vacation and they should be. People have been cooped up. Like it is time for people to love on others, hug one another and be with people, right? So it's just the way it is. And so I challenge you just to stay in your business as much as possible, show up, stay consistent. That's the things we say all the time, but it is so true. If you take time off, but don't take a month off because you'll be like, oh crap, where do I go from here? It's going to be hard to spin those wheels again. So try to stay consistent in your VIP page. I always talk about how when we start this business, we hope, like Carissa's brand new, like we hope that people are just going to support us and love that we're doing this and buy from us. And it's going to be amazing. But truth be told, as far as I go, and as far as many people that I know, doesn't happen that way. People don't just come out of the woodwork to support us. I don't know why, but I don't have a lot of family members that buy from me. I don't have best friends that buy Zaya from me. Kind of stinks, but it's the way it is. And you have to just keep moving forward and show people that you're here. Like, show up, because they're watching, because we're in the type of business where people jump in and they jump out and they jump in and they jump out. So they're like, is Jen for real? Like, in a couple of months down the road, they'll be like, dang, she is for real. She's posting every day. Even when nobody's liking her stuff, she still posts. They're watching that stuff. So I know it's hard, but that's where my success comes from. That's where Allie's success comes from. It's by showing up consistently. And when you're new and you don't have a huge customer base, love on the ones you do have. Send a card in the mail. Go above and beyond. Show amazing customer service. Eventually, that small circle is going to grow. But when you can do those little things as a small business owner, it will pay off in the end. So, okay.
I want to underscore, Robin, that people are watching. Like, I've had so many times where I have people who've been in my group for like 6 months and have like never said anything, never liked anything. I've had a couple where like, then all of a sudden I get like you have an order and it's like a $200 order. And I'm like, I had no idea that you know, sometimes you're like in groups and you just like ignore, or you turn off notifications and then you don't leave. And then I've had someone, a teacher at my kid's school, who's been in my group for forever. And I reached out to her a few times early on and she like never responded. And then just this last week when I'm doing this like workout challenge, she started commenting on every workout post. And then she won the drawing and then she just ordered, and it was just a tank. But I'm like, this is the first action in the last week. And she's been in my group since probably like, I don't know, October, November last year.
Yeah, it's so
true. So I think, people are, and you think about how you do it, like you scroll through and you're on Facebook and you keep seeing ads for like the same thing over and over. And then finally you're like, oh, that thing is so cute. And then you try it, right? And you're like, this like Sunski sunglasses popped up on my thing like 50 times. And then I was like, I should order some. And now I own 4 pairs,
Right.
So there's a little bit of, I think, just like keep going. And then eventually people are going to be like, okay, maybe I'll try.
Or when her like leggings split in the middle of an exercise class, or her bra like really rips, like, okay, Allie sells sports bras. Like,
right.
So yeah, very, very true, Allie. And I don't think people know that liking and commenting things like makes our day. I don't think they know. I've got a rep on our team who's like, she said before joining Zaya, she had no idea that meant anything. She's like, I've been following my Norwex friend forever. She's like, I've never liked or commented anything, but she followed her all the time. So don't get too caught up in that. Okay, so what do we do now? Again, I want you guys to dig deep. I know it's a cliche term, but really get to know your why and why you're doing this. And do you want to grow a team? Because I want to tell you, don't wait till you have all the Zaya things figured out to grow your team. You start asking now, you'll figure it out. It's a pretty streamlined business model, you guys. There's not a lot to it. You'll figure it out. She'll figure it out together. And if you have questions on how to go about that.
Robin, tell them about you and Jackie. Because didn't Jackie join your team like a week after you joined or something?
Yeah, so I wasn't looking to do anything different. I was in a different direct sales company doing really well. Came across Zaya, and it was this Facebook party just like we run. And I was so intrigued. I just couldn't stop watching her and the clothing, and people were buying and buying and buying. I'm like, what is this? So I couldn't sleep for a week. I finally went to my husband after seriously stressing, because I knew he would say, nope, you're a 31 girl, stay in your lane. And so I walked into his office and I'm thinking about something, and I told him, and he said, I think you should do it. I think you should go for it. So I didn't even have a piece of clothing. I called my cousin Jackie and I said, I'm thinking about doing this. You should do it. She said, what's Zaya? She didn't know either, you guys. So I signed up and she signed up the very next day. We had no clue. And my sponsor signed up like 30 days before me. She didn't have a clue either. So we just fumbled through it together. And yes, there's frustrations. Like the frustrations we're experiencing now, I'm sorry, but they're nothing compared to what we went through. There were no light and tights. There were no bras. Like, I don't know if you guys were customers back in the day, but there was nothing to sell. Like we were digging for things to sell. I could go on and on, but we figured it out. And I actually missed those crazy, like messed up, couldn't get through to customer service times because they were huge periods of growth that were exciting, even though they were messy at the same time. But yeah, you'll figure it out. And you girls are totally capable and you've got an amazing leader in Allie. As far as how to ask, just ask. Like be genuine. Hey, I think you'd be awesome at this. I'm having so much fun. You should totally join me. Use voice messenger and message your girlfriends that you're thinking of. If you're thinking of her in this way, if you're thinking she'd be good at this, somebody else is thinking of her in the same way, and she will join somebody else's team if you don't get on it. And she's going to need more than just one ask. Most people aren't just like green light, sign me up. They're going to give you some challenges, just like Allie gave me. And you're going to help her through those obstacles. You're going to help her through those challenges. Allie had a lot going on. They had a restaurant. She had a full-time job, 3 kids, super busy. So I talked to her about Post My Party and how I schedule all my parties. She was like, oh, okay, that's cool. That was your main obstacle, I think. And then she just never had thought about doing something like this. So I had to kind of help her overcome that fear of what this is and what it can mean. And no, you're not you don't have to be a salesperson. You just share what you love. So just ask, get the conversation started. And do you guys know how our compensation plan works? I mean, have you dug into that at all? Jen, you've been around a little bit longer.
Like a month, 2 months.
You're old school. Yeah, you've been here. Yeah.
She's a veteran.
It just feels that way.
It does feel like you've been around for a while. I see you a lot. I feel like I know you. Do you want me to show my screen and share that quick or pass it by, Allie, for now?
Would that be helpful for you guys? To
if I promise
talk through like how it works?
Is that okay?
Anything is helpful for me, so it's up to the rest of you guys.
I'm just drinking my water.
I'll tell you too, Carissa, when I first add a rep, I Zoom with her and I go over this because it's a huge part of our business. I worked
Jen, I didn't do that.
really didn't build a team. And with Zaya, like, this is where it's at. I mean, building a team is so much fun. It's so rewarding, and financially, it's really rewarding. So let's see.
It is way more fun having Emily's been on my team since October. It's just me and Emily for that whole time. And then Jen and Lindsay both joined a couple months ago, and it's so fun. And now Carissa's joined, like having a team, our own little team. I like
and
it.
It holds you accountable and it makes you.
I also did. Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. And I totally did the like passive aggressive ask with Jen, where every time she commented on something, I suggested she should be a rep.
Yeah.
So she finally was like, wait, so can you tell me a little bit more about this?
I already knew I was going to join. I just thought it was funny making you wait.
Love it.
Right. I think I suggested it like 10 times in like passive ways on posts that you made or like messages you sent me about products. It was funny.
It is. It's cool because there's just when you watch somebody's journey and you know that you had a hand in that, and now they have a successful business and they're doing great things. Like, it's so cool to be a part of that. Like a proud mama bear. I love it. Okay, so I just went to my
website. And Jen is so much better than I am at like making graphics and doing cute things on her page. So that I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna start stealing all the stuff.
Well, that's
so good.
That's why a team helps.
Right.
That's right.
Okay, so I just went to my website and clicked on just like I was a customer, and then I clicked on join. And then here's where the current starter kits are. There's a cute little video about joining. But underneath all of that, so this is available for even our customers to see. Are the rep qualifications, and then underneath that, the rep rewards. So right now, when you join Zaya, you're a representative. In order to rank advance to the first level is junior rep. One thing I'll say is I really encourage you guys to print these off. I have multiple copies. I have to refer to it all the time, even at the level I'm at, because it's a lot of little things to remember. But if you're a carrot chaser, I want you to print this off, because that's what I did. I was like, okay, I want to be junior rep. What do I need to do? Cool. I hit junior rep. I'm going to be senior rep. What do I need to do? And I would go for it. And it can happen really quickly if you are partying, because that's how you grow your circle, and that's how you're going to meet new people and in turn grow a team. So to hit junior rep, all of these columns are for the month, except this second column is your lifetime. So your lifetime has to be $1,500. That's what you've sold since day one. It includes your $150 from when you joined with your starter kit, $1,500. For the month, you personally need to have $200. Your team, your first level, needs to have $600. Your first level is whoever you sponsored directly. That can be one girl, two girls, five guys, it doesn't matter, but accumulatively, they need to have $600. And then all together as a team, you need to have $600. Once that magic happens, you hit junior rep. So you guys, as you can see, if you have $1,500 in sales, Jen, and you add a girl and she sells 600, boom, you're gonna be there. Senior rep, $300 for the month, lifetime of 3,000. Your level one, again, that can be one person, two people, three, it doesn't matter. They need to have $1,200 together. And then as a whole entire team, you need to have $2,000. I'm gonna go one more level because this is the big one. This is the level Allie hit in May? March.
April.
March, April, May. April. Yep.
April.
Okay. Yep. So Allie had $500 for the month. She had well over that. I think she had about $6,500 for the month. But her lifetime.
It was intense, man. That month was so intense. The end of that month. Oh my God.
It was. That's the thing about hitting director. So this is, as you can see, as a team, you need to have $10,000 for the month. Allie did that with what, 2 people or 3?
Yeah, well, Lindsay joined the last week of the month, and that pushed me over the edge.
Yeah.
Because it was the month that Jen and Lindsay were both in a joint party with one other person. That party was really good. And then Lindsay joined and then sold a bunch of stuff that last week because all of her friends were like, cool. And that was why. But yeah, I mean, it was largely like me and Emily both had really good months.
Yeah,
So.
it got to the end of the month and we're like, I think you can do this. And Allie went for it and it was so much fun. So as a team, they had $10,000 by the end of April. They hit director status. This is obviously better to do when you have, as your team, the more people you have, the better, so you can maintain your director numbers. And that's what I would love to see for this team, to maintain their director numbers. And you guys can totally do it. You're growing and you're all active in your business. So that's what I'm most excited for, this team to be a consistent director and above team. Now this happens by Carissa starting to grow and add teammates, and Jen starting to grow and add more teammates. That's how it happens. And then all of a sudden, Carissa hits junior rep, and Jen hits senior rep, and Lindsay hits, and then all of a sudden, it's so cool how it happens. So by Allie helping you guys do this, she's also helping her own business move forward. And so, yeah, she's invested in you guys. Yeah, she cares about what you're doing. Not just for her own good, but for the good of the team and for you as well. It is, again, so much fun to help people. Like, I can't even tell you the tears that I have cried over my team and seeing them succeed. It's like no other. Sometimes I like eat, sleep, drink Zaya because I'm so passionate about this business. So that's kind of that is the qualifications, and then rewards. This is where your overrides are. And I will say, in my previous business, I would look at these numbers and think, yeah, those are little percentages. They don't add up. You guys, they add up. They add up a lot over time, especially as you continue to grow your team. So yes,
You
you
have
get gifts, and yes, you get
1,000
bonuses.
people.
What's that?
When you have 1,000 people in your team, Robin?
Yeah,
I
I
said when
think
you have 1,000 people on your team, don't you have like 1,000?
yes,
What
we
are you
have
at?
16, over 1,600. And I'm at the level of,
Oh my gosh.
our team's at the level of Zaya Elite. And yeah, it's amazing. I think there's only 7 other Zaya Elites in the company. And then Megan is my sponsor, and she's a presidential. And there's only 3 other presidentials. And then there's 2 Zaya presidentials in the whole company. So you guys are on you're on a rock star team. A lot of great leaders.
And you know what? You know what's amazing is that, Robin, you've only been doing this for 2.5 years,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Didn't you have your 2-year anniversary in the winter? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's incredible. I think that's like,
It's been really fun.
like to
It's
be able
been-
to build that. Yeah.
It's just, yeah. And it's a lot of peaks and valleys, and it's a lot of emotions. But it's so worth it. It really is. So what I want to, I'll stop sharing my screen, print those off, you guys, and take a peek at them. So what I want to do for this team is a little incentive. Sometimes when we see like good things happening, if you're a carrot chaser like me, you want to go for it and not leave money on the table. So what I would like to run for you guys is a 1 by 2,000 incentive. Basically, in the month of July for this team only, if you add a rep and you sell $2,000 by the end of July, Allie has a little image. I'm going to, you could just $100 cash, or if you'd rather do $100 in your back office for Zaya, you'll have that as well. So you guys are well on your way. I know you're all rocking and rolling. So again, add a rep. So get your ask on like today, and then $2,000 by the end of July, and you'll get $100. Now the company is also doing something. They're doing $50 for 1 rep, extra bonus. And then they're doing, I think it's $125 if you have 2 reps, and that continues to grow up to $500 extra cash. So like I said, don't leave that money on the table and go for it. I mean, when incentives are thrown at us, my thinking is go for it. Why not go for it? I mean, if it's something you don't need, you could always gift it to somebody, right? And we could all use extra cash. So that's what I got for you guys. Thanks for hopping on. Do you have any questions?
Robin, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I haven't spent a lot of time on the compensation plan because when I got my first check, I was like, is this real, Allie?
They
I
were
was
so
blown out of
excited.
the
It was
water,
really cute, actually.
Holy cow, that was a big chunk of change. I couldn't believe it. So I haven't needed to worry about the compensation plan because it just magically shows up. So I have not on that, but I think it is 20% under 1,000 for your part, your month. But then
Right.
after that, it's 28%. Do you want to maybe share a little more?
That's exactly right. So anything under $1,000 is 20% commissions. And if it's over 1,000, it's 28% commissions. If you sell $600 for the month, your website fee and back office fee is waived. So girls, make that a goal so you never have to pay that. And if you check commissions, I mean, you should, at the end of the month or that last day, I think it's smart to like kind of look at your numbers and kind of in your head or on your phone, what should my commissions be? Because Zaya, they make errors too. I mean, I've never had to make an error on mine, but we should know kind of what's coming in. But if you look at the tab under commissions, I can't think of where it's at. It's under the tab called commissions, I believe. You'll see kind of the outline of it. Now, if there's a bonus,
I have a baseline goal every month. No matter what, I'm gonna sell 1,000. Like if it's the slowest month,
yeah,
like
you can do that.
personally, I'm gonna get that, and I've had a couple months where I was like, the day of, and I was like $50 away, and I'm like, well, it's worth it to like place an order because
Yeah.
you get that much, it's free really from what you get, the bump in commission. But I always look at my numbers kind of as I get to the end of the month, if it's a slow month, and just say like, what do I need to do to get there? And then you got the big, like April, I sold like over 6,000, which was crazy. I thought that was, I mean, by far the most I've ever sold. But then the next month I sold like 1,500. It's
And
like
valleys,
it goes up
peaks
and
and
down.
valleys, Right.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
So
I-
on Krista's, yeah, and on Krista's end, I think she has like $246 in personal volume, but then that commissionable volume is lower.
That's
But
what
that's
you
what
make
I make off
commission
of
on.
her. Yeah,
Yeah.
so she just needs to work. She hit the $200 mark, so I sent her a message saying, "Hey, you're getting commissions this month." So
Exactly.
we were right on that,
Yeah,
right?
your qualified personal volume is what matters for you personally.
So yay, Krista, you hit commissions.
Woo.
And it's only we're not even halfway through the month.
So tell me a little bit more about
She's just getting started.
your fundraiser.
Yeah, so well, my goal is actually 1,000. I'm hoping for that. But I kind of just wanted to have my first launch party a way to give back, because I wasn't necessarily doing this for a need for extra income, but more of just like something fun to do, something different, and my way to encourage other women, I guess, because I see that we as women, like, we're always beating up on ourselves, and especially moms, like, it's just really hard. So I'm like, I've been wanting to do it, especially since on Instagram I follow a lot of like influencers, and I'm like, man, like, but I couldn't ever do like their level. And then when I thought about it, I was like, I could do it at this level. It's like one product, not like having to try and sell everything that influencers often have to do. And then my husband and I are involved in a nonprofit called His Children International, which is a company that has people sponsor kids. So there's several of those types of nonprofits out there. This is just one that we know because it's a friend of ours locally, and they sponsor kids in Colombia and in Mexico.
Okay.
And so they've been doing it for several years now. And so I wanted to be able to use whatever I make and, give that back to them for that first month, my first month, I guess, or my
I
first
love
party,
it.
whichever one it is. I'm not sure.
That's great.
So are you from Colombia?
Nope, I'm actually from Wisconsin, but I live in Miami, Florida.
Okay, wait, I can hear your like accent. Is that just from Wisconsin?
I'm not sure. Maybe Jen can tell whether it's a Wisconsin accent
You
or if I've
picked
slowly
up the Florida accent
Yeah.
from your husband and his family, and I just love it.
I'm surrounded by mostly Hispanics, and so I've definitely have picked that up, I think, a little.
Oh, how fun. Well, very good. I love like when you can find the heart, I mean, and do something good with your business, like it just brings your business to a whole nother level. So I love that. I think we'll find out in August, but I think we're adding another country. And if I were to guess, I would think that we're going to be adding Mexico. There's some people think they're going to add Australia first. I don't know, but I think it's coming down the pipe really soon. I think we'll hear the announcement at Summit, so that's exciting. All right. Any other questions?
Like a multi-country, like there was something that sounded like it was going to be maybe not more than one country at first, but there's like multiple countries planned.
Well, for sure, they want to really expand, but I don't know if they'll do more than one, at a time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Our founders and CEOs, guys, they are not, they've been around the block. They know this industry. It's like thick and like through their families, they've been doing this type of work for a very long time. So we are surrounded by wicked smart leaders that know what they're doing and they put the best people in place. So you can feel very, very secure in that. We're pretty lucky. Okay, 1 by 2,000.
Yeah. You guys, Robin's so good about putting out incentives, and it's always fun because then you're like, ooh, something to chase, right? So just think about it. And every month that anytime that she puts out an incentive for her team, I'm always like, oh, I'm going to try to do that. And I don't always make it, but it's just like good motivation to say like, okay, like let's set a goal to try to sell 2,000 and, you know, add a rep. And if you don't do it, you don't do it, but it kind of helps focus you, I think, you know, focus on like, how am I tracking against that? What can I do to get there? You know, what could I put out there to my groups? Can I add another party just to try to get there? So, I mean, it was the same thing when I was going for director that month. It wasn't even really on my radar. It was, I've been kind of sort of like trying for a while, but it was really hard when it was just me and Emily. Like it's almost impossible to do with one person. I know some people have done it, but I don't even understand how. But then we were getting closer to the end of the month and Robin was like, your numbers look really good. Do you think you could try? And I was like, I guess I could try. I mean, Jen, you saw it that last week. I mean, I seriously, that Friday, because it was the end of the month, and we had friends over. And then the next day, it was like, you were so out. I couldn't like handle any more interaction with anything. So it was intense, but it's kind of fun just to like see what you can do, you know?
Well, yeah, and with this, like even with this one, let's say you start reaching out and you start asking people to join you. If you don't, I mean, that's huge right there. Like you never know what those are going to equate to. Like they might say no right now, but they might say yes down the road. So by going for these things, like nothing bad can come out of it. You know, you're just striving for something. So, all right, my family is like,
Mom,
but it's not working very well. So I'm going to let you guys go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. You guys, we can do this anytime. If you ever want to get together, say the word. And we'll bring wine next time.
thanks, Robin.
Perfect.
Thank you guys. Bye, Krista. Bye, Jen.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.